Hi, my name is Cory Spears, and this is my wife, Melissa Spears.
We met Lisa when she was in our neighborhood at the time, and a neighbor had used her as a realtor, and she came and knocked on our door as she had heard that we may be interested in selling our home. And so that's how we met Lisa. Lisa sold our home 2 years ago in record time. I think by the time it was on the market and we had 2 offers, it was maybe 5 days, 5 to 6 days. And we were very pleased with that process. So fast forward 2 years, we utilized and reached out to Lisa again when we decided that we were ready to purchase our new home. So when we were ready to look for a new home, we had found a neighborhood that we were interested in, and they were building, it was a new neighborhood, and we were building new homes. And we found a plan that we were very interested in, and so they had a spec home with that same plan. And we reached out to Lisa to have Lisa take us and show us the spec home. And we went and looked at the spec home, and Lisa recommended that we take a look at another spec home that was in the same neighborhood. So we walked over to the other spec home with a little bit different floor plan that was a little bit bigger. And we walked into our home and fell in love with it and decided to make an offer that same day.
Okay. And Lisa explained to us how the extra cost in the new home was kind of out of our budget. But she comforted us and let us know that the extra would not affect the mortgage that much. So that was also a good incentive for us to go with the bigger home.
Lisa helped us with the negotiation process during the offer phase. She helped us get all appliances for our home. She also helped negotiate off of the purchase price, a little bit off of the purchase price, to where we were comfortable. Lisa was very good at guiding us and providing us with what to expect through that process, because we had to use the builder's lender. She helped explain to us any things that we needed to look out for, or the questions that we needed to ask, or she took ownership of asking some questions for us. So that was a huge help. Everything through the lender process was exactly what we would have expected based on Lisa's guidance. It was a fairly smooth process throughout the entire lender process until we got to the closing disclosure. Lisa helped us also after we got through the offer process, and during that 30 to 35 days before we closed, Lisa helped ensure that we were staying on track with all of the things that we needed to do to get into our new home, as well as things that we needed to keep in mind getting out of our rental property as well. So she helped guide us, making sure that we had utilities in place, making sure that we had all of our documents ready for the lender, anything that we needed to do to prepare for closing so that we would have a smooth closing. She helped us and ensured that we had everything taken care of. During the process also, Lisa set up our inspection. She set up anything that we needed to take care of in preparation of that closing. We discovered a couple things during the closing, or prior to the closing process, and she helped us deal with those. Specifically, we had an HOA disclosure fee that we were being charged with, and she totally went to bat for us and was able to get that removed from our closing. So during our closing process, Lisa was literally our right hand and our right arm through that process. During the closing disclosure piece, we had numerous discrepancies within our closing disclosure, to where at the end of the day, at the closing table, we were going to have to bring around $3,000 to the closing table. But with Lisa's assistance and really taking that lead on questioning every fee that was on our closing disclosure, why we were being charged certain things, we actually left the closing table with $1,500 in our pockets versus originally having to pay out $3,000. So that was a huge blessing to us. Lisa has always been available for us whenever we needed her, even if it was at the last minute. When we decided we wanted to come take a look at this spec house, literally we called her that morning and she was able to meet us within a couple of hours. She was always available, not just during business hours, but if I needed to reach out to her, or Cory needed to reach out to her in the evenings, or even early in the morning, we reached out to her, I texted her, and she was always very responsive, and was always available to us. If we needed to meet her and go over anything, she also met with us. So we couldn't have asked for more availability or more reasonable time frames where she would reach out to us based on our needs.
Working with Lisa has been an absolute pleasure, and we would do it again next time that we're in the market for a new home or in the market for selling our home. And we would highly recommend her to friends and family.